Howdy, howdy, howdy. Are we good to go, Nick? All right. Woo! All right. Hi, friends. I'm Kios. I am Twitch's resident Catboy speedrunner. And thanks for hanging out here at License-a-thon. I've brought to you this wonderful, wonderful game from the PlayStation 2 era. This is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. And I'm pretty much ready to go. Just let me know and I'll count us in. All right, so this is going to be an any percent easy and a 3, 2, 1, go. So this is, I believe, partially canon to the story and existing lore of Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. We're going to join two of our favorite agents from Public Security Section 9, Mosuko Kusanagi and Bateau. The premise of the game is we're going to be doing basically alternating missions between the two, with Major's section being a bit more of like a 3D action platformer, whereas Bateau is your standard kind of third-person environmental shooter type deal. I'm not really sure why this game ended up being made. It contains all of the original voice actors, and was developed by Kavia. So already off to a weird combination. For those that are in the know, Kavia was a small studio that did a relatively obscure and, to be honest, strange game called Drakengard, and eventually got bought out by a studio called Platinum. I don't know if either of those did anything important. The important thing to know with this game is the jump physics on the walls are pretty questionable, so we might see a few deaths or really awkward angled jumps like this one. Don't worry, I'll eventually pull it together, but not on this jump. Drake and Josh? Yeah, no, except this one isn't in prison right now. There we go. Sorry about that. That was just the physics system deciding it wasn't ready yet. You'll see that occasionally, especially during the first level. I kind of have to get a feel on what the game wants to do for jumping physics. Yeah, you didn't know that that Drake... So Drake Bell fled the United States for charges that I won't discuss on stream, but literally moved to Mexico and changed his last name to Bell in Spanish. He's not very good at evading capture, I'll put it that way. Drakengard got a... Yeah, Drakengard got like a weird continuation or sequel. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it. It's not worth looking into. But anyway, this game, however, is kind of fun. In my opinion, the single-player story, it's kind of okay. It's pretty cool. It involves rice, nanomachines, and a giant spider robot, and tachikomas, which is really cool. The shining point of this game, however, I find is the multiplayer. Some nice up to 4-player multiplayer, where you can run and gun as Major, Bateau, the Tachikomas, or any of these enemy units that we're going to interact with, except the giant spider crab later. It's really, really actually fun. The cool part is this game, for some reason or another, is really not super collectible. Like, it's not like some super highly sought-after game. I've traditionally been buying copies of this whenever I see it for like 20 bucks USD on the regular. Draken is not related to Drakengard, besides the name. That's a bad jump. Anyway, just gonna do my thing here. Thankfully, the game is rather forgiving. The only thing you really lose when you make a mistake like that is just time. Yes. But yeah, the only real complaint I have with this game is the physics system is a little questionable, but that is a-okay. We do have a couple of cool things here. There are some out-of-bounds trickery that we do. Some of them are pretty major. There is one skip that I do not do in this game. It's just too risky for a marathon. We'd be sitting here for 20 minutes until I finally got all the pieces to work. This one is a pretty nice death warp, though. You activate this moving platform and then just kind of dump yourself into the pit, and it skips like it's like a 30 or 40-second animation to get all the way over. Sometimes you just do that though. That also happens. Yes, I know that Drakengard 2 is not related to Drakengard in any way, shape, or form. Ubisoft made that one just out of nowhere, which is a shame. That game plays the best, I think, out of most of the Drakengard series. It's just the story was absolutely awful. Piteos runs? Well, I mean, have you tried... Now, this is a novel concept, but have you tried getting good? I can do Piteos in under 2 minutes still. Anyway, so the specialties of each character, besides the fact that Major is obviously more of our roguelike character, she has the ability to wall jump and double jump, and she also has the ability to hack enemies, which we'll do here. It's the only time we're going to do it in the run, but it makes it able so, you know, we can actually leave this area without getting sniped. Bateau specializes in heavy weapons, so with him we'll get to use things that are more dangerous and damaging than a grenade launcher. We'll get all sorts of rocket launchers and guided rocket, like missile launchers. They'll be pretty handy later on in the run. Unfortunately, this has been a very slow chapter 1. For some reason, I just could not get my jumps going. Neat little out-of-bounds trick here, though. I'm just gonna jump around this area that we're not supposed to go around. Don't know if anyone bothered testing that one within the run. Oh yeah, welcome to the podcast speed run. It's pretty much how I do these anymore. But that is the first level, pretty easy. I'm just gonna run past the enemy gunfire, and we're gonna hang out with this cool Jameson robot. I don't think these particularly show in the show, per se, but they are cute little buggers. And they are very pertinent to the story. But as I mentioned previously, we're now going to alternate to Bateau, who finds himself in probably one of the most annoying and horrible circumstances one can find themselves, stuck in a parking garage. Yep, that's right. Nothing ruins my day like being stuck in a parking garage. Heck, I even have to interact with the ticket window. I can't go forward unless I get a ticket. It's horrible. Anyway, this area is filled with drones, and per our infiltration mission at the pier that we just did with Major, we're actually looking for some sort of very secure chest. We're not sure of its content. It could be fissile material. It could be, I don't know. It could be cybernetics. Could be, well, Lord knows what. Realistically, we're just gonna have to try and track everyone down and see where it ended up. We get our first introduction to the Tachikomas, who are the cutest things in the world. Bateau's going to jump sideways off the level, losing me some even more time. Pretty neat trick, huh? The physics system is so achy in this. Anyway, the Tachikomas, with their very childlike personalities, will immediately ask us, hey, you know, we need to come and get you. Can we blow a hole in the wall? To which Bateau will be like, no. And Togasa is going to show up as well and basically tell us, like, hey, you know, hurry up and get down here. Was this show big in the West? During the Toonami era, it was pretty solid. For me personally, it's a very important show. I think both in animation style as well as subject matter. I think it's very forward-thinking. Like, we're starting to get to that point where singularity is, at this point, an inevitability, where we're going to start seeing network connectedness and cybernetics and prosthetics become very, very common. I know I'm not wrong. You goddamn right I'm right. Yeah, AI technology, biometrics. I mean, how many devices do you own that work off of either face or fingerprint scanning? We're not too far from just starting to implement, you know, if you want, you can already get an RFID chip or a magnet implanted in your body. Pretty simple. Yep, augmentations are not too far, but I think the more of the philosophical lessons and questions that are posed within the show could actually end up being some very pertinent and guiding material as we march forward as a society and, you know, humanity in and of itself. Yeah, I have it on DVD and Blu-ray. Anyway, Bateau's gonna find this chest that we've been looking for, and as it turns out, it's rice. Congratulations. Have you had your rice yet today? Books are for nerds, dude. I have IRL commentary here as well. Anyway, we have now tracked the whereabouts of the rice to this weird warehouse, which I'm going to begin infiltrating. It's attached to Nihama University, and we're going to start tracking down, well, where this rice came from. Because as it turns out, there is something very interesting about this rice, and the fact that it's actually filled with very tiny machines and a virus. So probably not something we want to be feeding people, because, you know, it causes, you know, not live. So we probably want to avoid that before there's a serious problem and consternation caused by it. So we're going to take this sweet little Jameson robot, hack into it, and it's going to unlock some doors. Yes, it is called Get Good and Practice. Anyway, these enemies are pretty stupid for some reason. I just bump right into them and they just, you know, lose their minds. Oh, they shot me after I'm completely out of the room.
Togusa here. I'm starting my Nihama University investigation.
Anyway, Togusa is going to look into the link between the rice and the university really quick. I might be a little ahead of the story. That's okay. It happens sometimes. Anyway, we're now looking for someone named Fuwa, who apparently left their code on the rice. I have also heard that, and Kuno also promised on the 5th of August that he would sub to me. Thanks, Kuno.
When I used the authorization code for major things, some secret files popped out. They were probably about 5 years ago.
Oh, me, I need luck. I should have Final Fantasy 15 world record a year ago. Guess what? Here we are.
Okay.
You know, this is usually the level that throws me for a loop because the jumps are more technical than like anywhere else, but here we are just breezing it. Anyway, I'm going to swap over to my sub-weapons. I don't think you've really seen them yet, but both the Major and Bateau have sub-weapons. Obviously, the first sub-weapon is using their super sweet fists, beating up on enemies. But I'm going to use my throwing knives here and deal with some of these gentlemen. Mainly this guy, because he has a grenade launcher, and I want that. So, hopefully I can use this to clear out this area. Anyway, sub-weapons, they are pretty neat. The Major has some sweet throwing knives, and Bateau is lucky enough to carry around a large stock of grenades. You know, typical Bateau manner. But easy in, easy out. We will not be swapping back to Bateau here, because he's busy. We basically tracked down the location of this rice to a weird dam facility, and the train car has been sabotaged, basically, and we are now cut off from communication with the team. We can hear them, they cannot see or hear us. So, this is one of the levels that has the biggest skip in the run. I do not do it because it is literally ridiculously hard. It involves backflipping into a tree, while jumping off of the tree onto an invisible wall that you can't see, climbing that for a bit, and then dropping down onto another invisible wall, and then down onto another platform. All said and done, saves about 30 to 35 seconds. If you fail it once, you're already losing time. It's just not worth it for me, especially in marathon runs. Besides, I can make many more mistakes here and people can laugh at me and have a better time. So, for now, I just go shimmy, and you can listen to Aramaki's just throaty, vibrant pipes.
Any word from the Major?
It's really tough, Lone Mouse. Like, the world record and I believe second place run have it. I just cannot get it to work for whatever reason. Honestly, I think it might be one of those things that only works properly on emulator. So I've been able to get to the point where I drop down. What you do is you end up falling down off of there onto this area and then drop down here and continue the level. I've been able to get to the setup point multiple times and almost get down to this last level on disc, but I've never been able to get it. I'd have to check with Lilygram, who I think still has the world record. Yeah, it's a whole lot of risk, but if you get it right first try, it's awesome. But for me, this game has never been super serious enough to really push it. I took the initial route, reworked it, and started putting down well sub-hour times. And from there, a couple of people had picked it up and improved on it and executed better. So it's cool. Also, if you have 20 bucks and a PS2, like I said, it's worth it, especially if you have friends that you want to play like some weird split-screen gaming with. Would recommend. $20 off. These hands are buy one get one free if you're interested. At the base price of $0.00. There we go. Pretty clean climb there. We're going to interact with this little terminal that's going to open up the gates for us, which is weird. So we're in this dam facility, and there's an office block, a residential block, transportation block. So we're just basically working our way through here to try and find where this Fuwa guy went to. Basically, kind of chasing him through this restricted area. All right. Again, the enemy. Well, that guy paid attention, but for the most part, no one really cares. I'm just running through here with my guns, blasting. I'm not even blasting. No one's blasting. I don't have to blast anybody. That dude's not interested. I will have to do a bit of blasting here. Hopefully everybody lines up. Ah, just like that. It's beautiful. There are two menaces in the game. One of them is a gentleman right there. We call them shotgun bros. They have shotguns. They stun lock you. It's awful. Then there's grenade launcher bros. We don't like grenade launcher bros because, well, as stated, they have grenade launchers. They basically stun lock you, and it's pretty awful. 18 wheels and a dozen roses. It's a bit less romantic, but a bit more heart pounding. Doink, doink. All right, another good lineup here because I have to take care of this guy for my own personal safety. I like grabbing this AR. It's got a little bit higher fire rate and damage, and I have to basically just kind of cut my way through a wave of enemies at the end here. We're going to leave the angry bee drill alone because they have worse accuracy than your average, Star Wars stormtrooper. They are pretty bad at their job, and I like to let them know that. Boink. Pretty easy. That level's clear. So we're going to take this down to the bottom of the dam because we've tracked the signal there. Meanwhile, at the actual bottom of the dam is Bateau, who's basically been sent in to try and reestablish communication with us. Yeah, I know, Izzy. Look, I like to pick pretty obvious names. Sometimes I can be a bit confusing. I just wanted to be really clear on that one.
Roger. Yes. Hey.
Quexel runs limit break. Yes. I just want to let you know that I am absolutely just so fast. I'm outrunning bullets. There's a dude with a grenade launcher who's about to ruin my life, though. I can hear him behind me. Anyway, I'm going to hit this little radio jammer. Thankfully, they were kind enough to just, leave this jamming barrier cable down. So we're going to start bringing down the jammer barrier, which is really nice. But Bateau also finds some encrypted files. He's going to flip them over there and see what shakes loose of that. If you have any questions about the run or the development of it, feel free, or basically any questions in general. I'm an open book. This game honestly is very straightforward. It's 99% of the time run point A to point B. So if you have any questions about me, the run, just feel free. I actually do better the more distracted I am. Boink. We also have a little bit of speed tech here. It is probably the most annoying speed tech you'll ever find. I call it crouch jumping because it forces us through this area a little bit quicker, but you get to hear the wonderful metallic clanging sound like Zeus trying to enter your air filtration system. Not the most stealthy thing I've ever done. What's my social? At Kyoslilmonster on all of them. Anyway, these guys are about to have a very bad day as the ghost gunner from the air vent will strike. Anyway, just gonna clear my way through this corridor. Excuse me. There is a shotgun bro at the end of the corridor. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about him too much. This door, as long as I interact with it, we're A-okay. Also, the soundtrack does get a little bit jamming. I don't know if y'all rat jam, cat jam, but now's a good time to be thinking about it. Oh yeah, some of my best runs and PBs have like the most ridiculous conversations. I did not intend to get shocked there. That is a bit of a problem. I'm gonna launch an early one there to get these annoyances out of my way. Yeah, I touched the door. Yeah, it's like freeze tag. I touched the door. Oof, mistimed it. I was going for the super cool dodge. My health is about half of what I would prefer it be at this point in time, but we'll kind of live with the consequences here. I'll find a way to get through this. I'm not concerned. If not, I just take the death, and it's not a biggie. That dude missed. All I have to deal with is shotgun dude at the end of the hallway, and we out of here. I have a full heal in the next area as I continue to kind of infiltrate this dam, which is weird. There's a lot of bad guys for this, for just protecting a dam, you know? What is this, Lake Havasu? There's a geography joke for anyone in the chat. Anyway, hopefully the enemies stack up really nicely here. Basically, what I have to do is I have to unlock the doors to the water access, or water intake, and that did not go well. That's not where I wanted that to land. I don't know how that guy survived, but whatever. It's not a problem now. He pretty much just ate the grenade because the door closed. Yeah, oh, dams are obviously very important. But hey, there we go. I have 3 rounds left. I can make this work. The only thing left in this level, or mission, stage, whatever you want to call it, is I have the vaunted Hell Hall, as I call it. It is full of shotgun bros, a heavily armored grenade launcher bro, and a bunch of ne'er-do-wells. So hopefully we can fight our way through it. Just going to deal with this shotgun bro who never saw it coming. Much like all the enemies in Persona 5, they'll never see it coming. Anyway, I'm going to jump into this water intake pipe we opened the door for, and Aramaki is going to give me the best advice. Don't fall. Gee, thanks, boss. It's like, you know, what's your advice on racing? Well, just don't crash. Gee, thanks. Hadn't thought about that one, chief. Anyway, instead of fighting these gentlemen, I'm going to use the thermoptic camouflage, so I don't have to. It's much quicker and much better for my health. The very famous philosopher Fred Durst once said, oh no, that wasn't Fred Durst. That was a chainsaw. I believe it was either Ice Cube or Eazy-E once said that shotgun blasts are bad for your health. And another ladder. And another HVAC system to do a quick inspection of. So I just clomp my way through like a pony on steroids. Yo, exactly, Tempest. You know I gotta bring the absolute jammers. Anyway, I tried shooting him in the back, but I don't run so good. Okay, I have 3 grenade launcher rounds. If I take a death here, it really doesn't bother me. It's well placed. Oh, no, 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 no. That is an ouchie sandwich I want no part of. Yeah, I had nowhere to go. Unfortunately, I'll have to take the reload on this one. Probably one of the trickiest rooms in the game to get through. It's just gnarly. Anyway, I will say, despite the jumping physics being awful, the ragdoll physics in this game are borderline hilarious. Just squeak it in. Just squeak it in. That's all you gotta do. Not to be confused with the fabulous PlayStation series Squeak It In. Anyway, we'll get some dialogue here that I really honestly have never read. I just mashed through it. Anyway, we're talking about bringing down the jamming barrier. I'm going to swap to this grenade launcher. It's been cool. It's been fun. I like this rocket launcher better. And we're going to set up for the Zero Cycle Jigabachi, which is this giant helicopter here. And I'm going to hopefully land... Yep, perfect. Anyway, the helicopter crashes into the dam, which, just kidding, is actually a giant hologram, revealing basically an entire city underneath the dam. They were generating no hydroelectric power. They were lying to us. I call shenanigans. It's also why my electric bill has been so high. Anyway, there's a whole, like, terrorist training facility down there, like, hidden office blocks, man. It's, wow, how did we not even notice this?
Major, bounce me that virus that was planted in the monorail. I'll check it out.
Will do.
Yeah. So that's why the monorail crashed, by the way. Someone implanted a virus on it. Shotgun bro, not now. You're not even in the right position. I need to talk to assault rifle bro. This is assault rifle bro. I like assault rifle bro. He has an assault rifle. I'm gonna take it from him. Also, you get some more jams. Some more nice liquid D&B with a funk. Deal with shotgun bro there and get to this door. Anyway, I touch the keypad, I win. Reload. Always make sure your weapons are loaded. And I'm just gonna climb my way around this neat little office structure, grab the thermoptic camouflage, and much like the last time we grabbed it, I'm just not gonna interact with anybody. It's much faster, much safer. I'm gonna even double up here just in case something weird happens. But this hacking panel is thankfully just wide open for me. I'm going to get the elevator up and running again. And apparently we're being tracked, which is, you know, not great, obviously. The whole being stealthy, covert, infiltrating an enemy training camp, probably not good that someone is onto us. Bruh. Grenade launcher, bro. Nice. Just blew up his own teammate. Good job, buddy. Anyway, we're going to find more files on that weird micro machine rice that we've been basically tracking down. And it's whoever coded the virus. I believe it's going to start leading us to the main protagonist of the game here. Kai... No, not Kai. Kai Cheng is from NCIS. I don't remember. They'll tell us in a minute. I'm such a good storyteller when it comes to most of the speedruns that I do, I gotta tell you. Clear out this bottom layer here. I'm gonna go take care of this guy and show off my sweet kung fu. Just absolutely ruining that man. Missed my jump. Again, it happens. Perfect. Anyway, that guy was very rude. Didn't give me a chance to finish my sentence. And I'm going to take this assault rifle here and hopefully clear out the room. We have an assault rifle guy who is now down, shotgun guy, and grenade bro. We all took them out. This is fine. I have half bar of health. This should be more than what I need. Gonna line this up, do a triple jump, get up the top here. Basically climbing our way out. Yeah, I know the names in 12. I'm Voshbon Ronsenberger of Dalmasca. Anyway, basically Aramaki's like, hey, you're in the residential block. Why don't you just kind of figure out where this goes now? I'm gonna triple jump my way down there. It's really neat that they did give you the ability to jump down, which is nice without taking damage. I'm gonna try and deal with these gents. Very nice. I love the ragdoll physics in this game. They're hilarious. Anyway, that level is done. 245 is pretty zippy there for missing one jump. Yeah, laser beam bros would be a bad time. Anyway, Bateau has drawn the unfortunate straw of entering the actual training facility. And there's the helicopter we downed earlier. So this is literally a training facility. So there's lots of enemies and guns and mechs and turrets, and it's not a good time. Thankfully, most of them, for some reason, don't really care as I run right through them. I'm going to take out my very particular aggression on this one particular enemy. He was mean, he called me a jerk, so I'm going to take his rocket launcher. It's got guided rockets. Doesn't have many of them. I'm going to save it for later. Like a fine scotch. I'm going to save some of that for later. This shotgun bro has ruined every single one of my runs. It doesn't matter. He always shoots me directly in the back. I will take out my personal aggression on him during this run. I'm just gonna accidentally hit the dodge button and kind of do a cool combat roll into the elevator door. Don't mind me. Anyway, we have these nice hallways, this calming music. I'm about to ruin it because some enemies are gonna come around the corner. Just start blasting. Hey, how's this rocket launcher work? Not well, I just turfed it right into the ground. But that should clear the rest of the hallway for me pretty nicely. Kyoslilmonster. We finally have a name for who is behind the nanomachine rice and the viruses. It's an individual named Kyoslilmonster. And let me tell you, he is very angry. Anyway, we're out into the courtyard of the training facility. It gets pretty gnarly out here. There's some turrets, there's some battle robots, a la Gundam style. It's about to be pretty hairy.
Battle, you read me?
Jeez, what's with the encrypted channel?
Have you seen Yazawa's ideas?
Yeah.
Kyoslilmonster.
Section 9 I have.
I'm learning that Yazawa's underlying rationale might be surprisingly close to our own.
Yeah, he basically just wants something better for the refugees. I understand. Woo. That dude was late on the trigger, but did punch me in the butt. Sir, that is very rude. Anyway, those guys got what they deserved. And if it isn't our friend Thermoptic's camouflage again. Which is handy, because I now have a hallway with more turrets and bad guys with shotguns and assault rifles. Yeah, now I know what Abraham Lincoln felt like.
Blackmail?
All of them say things like, stop the lie, whatever. Good. Togus. Roger.
All right, now we just need to get to the other side. Someone pointed it out in chat last night, Drumboardist, and it took me a while to make this connection, that Bateau and Ziggurat 8 have the same voice actor. They're the same voice. If you're familiar with Xenosaga, which I think is one of the most underrated trilogies of all time, hands down. Oh, I did not clean this up. Cleaned that up very quickly, though. Excuse me, shotgun bros. Assault rifle bro and I have an appointment. All right, good enough. I made it out. That's all that matters. Anyway, we find a storage facility with a bunch of bodies, and well, one of them might be Kyoslilmonster, which would be really weird because Kyoslilmonster has been sending us emails and voice notes. So maybe Kyoslilmonster is not Kyoslilmonster. Who am I? Who are you? This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. As the days go by. Anyway, Talking Heads reference for you. Now we get to do a level as a Tachikoma. This level can either be really quick or take a while, depending on if the enemy spider bots want to spawn. But mainly, I'm just going to come in here and start using my machine gun and my grenade launcher. It looks like all three of them spawned for once. Hopefully they just stay in sight. Alright, that's one down. I saw one go to the right. Wow, I'm getting beat up here. There's the second one. It's just hiding, sitting there. Alright, that's all three. That was very quick. I don't even have to chase the third one down. I've been running this for like probably 2 years on and off, and a bunch of other people have. We're still not 100% sure what is the actual trigger to get out of the level, like what flags have to be hit. Either way, that's 32 seconds. That's a gold split for me, I think, or very, very close. So, huzzah on that. Hey, look, it's another attack helicopter. This game likes to have them. Although this time we're stuck on the exterior of a building, and we need to make our way down without getting completely shot. There is another kind of really cool out-of-bounds trick that on the starting level you kind of wall climb and end up in a null space behind the stairs and end up just kind of falling down into these, you know, little corridors and all the way down to the bottom of the level. It is very inaccurate. I don't think anyone has used it in an RTA run. It's there, it exists, it's just not RTA viable realistically. Ah, the banana splits, I love watching them as a kid, Dan. Kind of terrifying though, a bit of a nightmare fuel type thing. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's before Five Nights at Freddy's, and without all the issues that comes with Five Nights at Freddy's. Anyway, we're now dumped into the level where we're supposed to go and explore and stuff, and instead I don't want to do that. I just want to go directly to the boss platform, so that's what I'm going to do. There we go. Pretty simple. Boss fight time. Anyway, this guy over here is sleeping on the job. It's the last nap he'll ever take. You're fired. But hey, there's that attack helicopter. I'm going to try and get some early damage in on this so I can one-cycle it. It's going to shoot missiles at me that, for, you know, explosive rockets, really don't seem to do that much damage. It's a bit concerning. Give you the cool slow-mo effect. Cool guys don't look at explosions. That was so perfectly timed. Motsuko Kusanagi, however, does as she pleases. Alright. Start peppering it with grenade launcher rounds. Unfortunately, my aim has been, well, not the greatest, so I'm gonna have to swing back here and grab my just unlimited rounds of ammunition. Oof. Took it right to the knee. I used to be a public security Section 9 officer until I took a guided missile to the knee. Anyway, I do believe that should be enough damage. This should come down. There we go. And yep, I'm just going to wait for the doors to open. There are going to be some bad dudes in there. I'm now going to explode them from the inside. If you wait long enough until that door opens, sometimes you can get lucky and blow them out of that area and onto the ground down here like that. It's kind of funny. See you, dude. The game will debate you, though. It'll get close enough that you think you can jump on it, but right at its closest point, it decides to pull away at the last second. So you kind of got to wait the cycle out until it gets pretty close here, and that looks terrific. And there we go. We're done with that. 239, pretty okay. All right, so the Major has now found her way into this, well, very deep silo. This is basically pulling our way all the way down to the base of this facility. There are many, many things going on here of devious nature. This is the origin of the rice and the virus, as well as where Kyoslilmonster is proposed to be hiding, or whoever Kyoslilmonster is at this point. I have a very slow elevator ride. I unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, do not have any cool elevator music. Now's the time, if you have any Brian Eno music, to just flip that on and enjoy. Anyway, we have now made it close enough that I can go. And boy, there are all sorts of these droney robots. And, well, I'm just going to get rid of that one because I just got lucky and hit it right in the hole. We're going to take that body armor. We will need it. This level can get pretty rough pretty quickly. You'll also find a bit of snipers here. I haven't talked much about them because they've only been in the first level. No matter what difficulty you're on, snipers will one-shot you. You do not get a lot of time in their crosshairs. They will take you down. That is it. Secret fans. And there we go. I'm going to get off the elevator here. And Pazu's going to hit us up. Basically telling us what we already know. The elevator stopped. We're going to have to find another route down. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to use these nifty ledge grab mechanics to just, you know, very quickly slide my way down. Which is even more funny because there are enemies on this floor here and they're just going to fall to their death. I almost did as well. Thankfully, I caught myself there. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Very quick and easy. I don't even think a single shot was fired. I'm doing my best. Doing my best work when no shots be fired.
This one looks good.
Major, there's a fan in the
Toughest jump in the game because sometimes you just don't jump. Also, it's some of the most awkward angles, the very oblique angles. Anyway, we'll try it again.
This way looks good.
Major, there's a fan in the opening to the ventilation shaft. Be careful when you move.
Right.
There we go. Swap over to my knives. I will need them. Not to mention that she is probably the best operative of Public Security Section 9. Motoko Kusanagi also has a very special ability. It's not really touched on in the series per se, but she can throw throwing knives basically outside of her own body and sometimes through the floor. But basically that is the one sniper dude we have to take care of in this level. That was actually really neat movement, not having to drop down. I thread the needle there. Anyway, we're going to open this next set of doors, and now the race against the snipers begins, because they are vicious. Whoop. Like, literally, you want to spend the least amount of time possible and not miss this interaction, otherwise you will get blasted into game over. Yeah, I wish I could hack them. Pretty much that's the only option I've found that makes sense. Classic but tough weapons. Look, throwing knives and slappers only. 1v1 me. Waiting in temple. Those that own an N64 will get that reference. No odd job. I still have most of my body armor. I've been playing really clean. Slapper's only one hit KO. No odd job. Yeah, odd job's cheating. Anyway, this is another really not so great section. We have a shotgun bro, a grenade launcher bro, and I took down the giant mech guy. Oof, okay, cool. I at least had forward momentum after getting zipped. Oof. All right, now the climbing challenge. We got to find our way out of this area without falling to our death. Sometimes the game decides that how far of a fall is too far is somewhat questionable. So I'm just gonna do my best here. I didn't even think that was an angle I could take. Whatever. Wouldn't give me the last grapple down. There we go. All right, well, I'll just show off for that one. Anyway, we're down to the basement. Pretty easy. We're coming up on the last bateau level, and this is also a pretty technical one. Yeah, the game definitely ramps up in difficulty as you go through. I mean, none of this stuff is difficult. It's just you got to be very precise with it. Boink, boink. Anyway, we will see a lot of those. There are a bunch of drone robots with guns, and to be honest, I don't have the time or the energy to deal with them, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna have to tank a lot of damage here in the sake of speed. Get a little bit of diagonal movement here, throw them off course a little bit. Anyway, there's this neat hole I'm gonna fall down. Whew. All right, part one out of the way. We actually did pretty good on health, so we should be okay here. It's a honking big facility. That it is. This is where they make all of their soldiers and their mechs, so we're just kind of infiltrating the production facility, and boy, is it heavily guarded. I'm intentionally going to trigger the alarms early. Basically, just setting up the ability to go into an area, fight a bunch of enemies that you normally don't have to, and get access to a very important weapon early. The normal technique to deal with these annoying devices, just pop a grenade down there. That should get all of them. It's pretty good, but it's not 100% reliable. You know what is reliable? A big freaking missile launcher. Did you? I don't have time for you. Get out of here. Go home. Leave me alone. Anyway, apologize for that interruption. Very rude. I'm gonna get my rocket launcher on. Anyway, now we have alerted the guards that, hey, we really don't belong here. That's fine. Y'all just gonna have to listen to my favorite sound, the klaxon, for a bit. And like I said, the missile launcher, much easier to deal with. Just wait until they start moving. Blast! But I have to collect the rest of the security cards. I grabbed C from that door, so now I need the other 5. And we're slowly going to work our way backwards, collecting, you know, the ones that we do need. I have D, E, and F so far, and I believe C, and then we need to grab A and B, which are up here. After that, we can turn off the alarm and continue our way through the production facility. That's fine. How you doing? Good night. Thanks for playing. That should be A, or I'm sorry, that's F. I have reversed myself. There we go. Now we got them all. We have A, B, C, D, E, and F. For safety's sake, I'm going to grab this health here. Normally, just kind of risk it for the biscuit, because realistically, I shouldn't take too much more damage for the end of the level. FF12, kind of. Hey, at least we don't have to do 2.5 minutes of menuing on the airship. That's... It's the worst background music of all time. What about G? I'm right here. That's right, I made that joke. You're gonna have to live with it. Anyway, elevator's open, time to go down. See, I do the TZA speedrun, which I think is much more fun, and like less, well, just about half the length. All right, time to deactivate the facility. Let's go. Work our way down the stairs here. I'm a Michael Jackson moonwalk my way through it so I don't lose time because I got myself spun around. Anyway, the doors are going to open and all hell is going to break loose as all these soldiers come out. I don't feel like dealing with them. I'm busy. TZA worth it. Such a quality of life update. Highly recommend. I also used to run the PS2 version of the game, so yes, you can say I'm into the masochism portion of life.
They had secret ties to a smuggling outfit. Their prime dealing partners
Boink.
in Central Asia
Boink.
and Africa. They overlap the MM rice export destinations. But
Anyway, ministries being blackmailed, blah, 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 blah. Standard political stuff. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo.
this stock even
Boink. And this spectacular shot, all three. Oh, I got all four lined up. That's going to make the end of this tricky, but whatever. Keeps me clean. Not a lot of RNG, Dan. Just a lot of, you have very, very slim margins for error. And also 3 places of step count. Anyway, this dude's going to spawn out of thin air. Moving that fast. Got myself an extra grenade there, and I'm gonna jump down and hopefully not hit that helicopter that for some reason if you land on it kills you. I don't know, I guess the blades on it are so sharp it just slices me to pieces. Ding, ding, ding. Alright, roll it to the end of the level here. Gotta take another elevator down. This should take us all the way down to where the Major has ended up, well, at least somewhere near it. The Major is now down where the rice fields are, where the Micro Machine Virus Nano Genocide rice is being grown. It is delicious, but deadly. Leave me alone. Sometimes that dude decides to follow me down and jump into the elevator, and it's terrifying. I'm gonna scoot by this guy, and I just basically have a hallway full of drones to deal with. Hopefully this does a good job of getting rid of some of them. Terrific. Got all of them with 2 shots. Fabulous. Yeah, drop RNG. Realistically, that's just part of the run. I don't even bother thinking about that. All right, hey, it's time for the final boss, aka Giant Spider Boss Lady. But anyway, as it turns out, we're not fighting Kyoslilmonster, but in fact his sister, who has a grudge against us because it's all our fault. Anyway, the bot's gonna block me here. I'm gonna take down these 2 invisible enemies that also have the advantage of thermoptic camouflage, and wait for the 3rd one to spawn in. Very important that you have good vision for this section. I also need to grab this dude's assault rifle. Thank you. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take this computer for 200, please. There we go. So basically now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to fight successive waves of enemies in order to get rid of the thermoptic camouflage on this so we can now effectively fight it. My other goal right here is I want to keep that enemy away from this little cleared out space as much as possible. Otherwise I lose time and I have to deal with a bunch of shenanigans. Because he will intentionally stand over, well, they will intentionally stand over this computer that I need. And thankfully, they did not. Perfect. 50% done. Woo! Miss me with them missiles, son. Waiting for the next group to spawn in.
Now, the only vestige that remains of his dream is...
I'm getting torn up. They were a late spawn here. This is where I put my PCs. Boink. Whew. Welcome to the right. All right, that one's inappropriate.
But the state took advantage of his last home. For the sake of profit, we will one day finish there.
All right, last enemy to spawn in. Where are you? And then I can get into the boss fight. There you are. Thanks for playing. That's got to be a tough life. You just kind of spawn in and you're just immediately killed by some incredible cyber lady with a gun. For my own safety, I'm going to grab this extra health pack just in case, but we are nearing the end of the run. What I'm going to do is reload that, swap over to our assault rifle, and we're going to enter the final boss phase, so we should be out of here in like under a minute. And this is going to take down the entire camouflage. We are not in a rice field. Well, it is a rice field, but it's at the bottom of the dam. And I'm going to juke this first missile, and that's pretty much it. Once I land on the giant drone, a giant spider robot, it is time. Ooh, great pattern here. This is going to be over very quickly. Beautiful. And I just have to wait for it. Time. GG. Get a cool fight scene where Motoko Kusanagi fights Motoko Kusanagi.
If only you people hadn't shown up. If you hadn't gotten involved, everything would have gone according to plan and worked out perfectly.
If it wasn't for us and our meddling kids and our dog, too.
What's going on? Major? Sure, now I get it. But which one? Both of their ID signals show each to be the real Major. Not much choice then. Motoko! So you're the fake.
His aim could use some improvement.
You're late.
Damn. Nothing changes with you.
Nothing changes. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Kyoslilmonster. Thanks for hanging out at License-a-thon today. I hope you've been enjoying some of the ridiculous runs and honestly, some real gems. As I'm sure some of you have found out, some of these licensed games are absolute diamonds in the rough. Some of them are, well, just doo-doo. But I hope you enjoyed this one. If you ever get a chance to play it, definitely recommend it. If you want to learn the speedrun, come talk to me. I'll walk you through it. Easy peasy.